PS Portal gives you the ability to play even without a PlayStation 5, and suddenly it was a hit. However, time goes by, a lot of things have changed, so let's take a look at the PS Portal review after a year of use and see if it's worth buying in 2025. The PlayStation Portal is a portable device that looks like a tablet with halves of a controller attached, halves that strongly resemble a DualSense. Ever since its launch, many doubted its success, recalling the not-so-great history of the PS Vita. But Sony reported high sales over the past year, admitting that the level of excitement surpassed even their own expectations. And what exactly is it about the PS Portal that caught consumers' attention? Now, with time passed and certain updates in place, it makes sense to take another look, especially considering new features and added capabilities. This review is dedicated to Sony's streaming-focused console, which has learned to function even without a PlayStation 5. Let's see if you really need it, and which audience might enjoy it. Externally, the PS Portal remains the same. It's like a split DualSense with an 8-inch full HD 60Hz screen embedded in the middle. This screen size provides enough room for comfortable 3A gaming, keeping text readable and details visible. The overall design aligns with the PS5's style, including adaptive triggers and haptic feedback for a familiar feel. The analog sticks are slightly smaller than on a standard DualSense, but user feedback suggests drift occurs less frequently. Plus, these sticks are easy to replace because they aren't soldered to the board. Initially, the sound the sticks made was concerning, almost fragile, but after a while you get used to it and stop noticing. It's hard to fault the design itself. Sony likely aimed for a recognizable DualSense form factor and used an IPS panel to manage costs. In other respects, this device is pretty straightforward, resting comfortably in hand without unnecessary features. The more pressing question is how well it fulfills its main function. At launch, the PS Portal was billed as a secondary screen for remote play from your PS5 using the remote play feature. The idea was to play if your main TV was occupied or if you wanted to relax in bed or head off on a short trip. Of course, playing at work isn't exactly conducive to career longevity, but the premise attracted many gamers. However, it's not a cheap device and initially couldn't run anything locally. There were also rumors that some enthusiasts had managed to launch a PSP emulator on a hacked PS Portal, but it never went mainstream. Sony quickly patched those exploits. It's a shame since native PSP games could have filled the gap when you have no stable internet connection. Imagine you've purchased a PS Portal and want to stream games from your PS5. The setup is straightforward. Connect to your home Wi-Fi, select your console from the list, log into your PlayStation Network account, ensure you have roughly 15 megabits per second of internet speed, and you're good to go. The catch is that even though I have a 100 megabits per second connection, stability was lacking. Textures were distorting, packets got lost, the image would pixelate, and the frame rate would drop during fast-paced scenes. In multiplayer, it was unplayable. Constant lag made it unbearable. The situation is worse on public Wi-Fi. Forums and social networks like Reddit show that some people have better luck. Their streaming works flawlessly. It may depend on router settings, the ISP, or proximity to Sony's servers. Regardless, opinions vary widely. Some praise the PS Portal for its stable performance. Others criticize it for poor quality. Because of these issues, my initial review was negative, and it seemed Sony wasn't planning to fix much. However, right around the new year, the company provided a surprise by introducing direct cloud gaming. Now, owning a physical PS5 isn't mandatory. You just need a PlayStation Plus premium subscription, log in using a QR code within the PS Portal interface, and you'll gain access to a streaming library of titles directly from Sony's servers. Most notably, cloud gaming often runs more smoothly than remote streaming from a console just a room away. Over mobile 4G, the resolution drops to 720 pixels, but it remains fluid enough for an acceptable experience. With a 100 Mbps home Wi-Fi connection, you can get a full 1080 pixels feed without noticeable hiccups, even in multiplayer. It's as if Sony optimized its network for the cloud service but left remote play behind. Cloud gaming has freed the PS Portal from needing an actual PS5, but it introduced a new challenge. You can only play games available through the PS Plus Premium library. If new releases aren't part of it, you have to revert to remote play on your PS5, and the old streaming issues still persist. If you've already played most of Sony's exclusive lineup, the subscription's content may seem underwhelming. Popular titles can also disappear from the catalog. For example, GTA Online was once in there but got removed, leaving you to wait for it to return, or just play it locally on your PS5. For new players who haven't owned a PlayStation before, the library offers plenty of blockbusters: Spider-Man, God of War, Demon's Souls, and more. It's a solid way to experience Sony's big hits without buying the console. Even in its updated form, the PS Portal isn't without its shortcomings. The first flaw is the accessory restrictions. Only official Sony headsets, Pulse, work wirelessly. Regular Bluetooth headphones aren't recognized. At least there's a 3.5mm jack for everything else. The second drawback is the hotel Wi-Fi issues. If Wi-Fi requires a web portal login, common in hotels, the device can't load that page, so you can't connect. Well, the last disadvantage is the mandatory internet connection. Without a network, the device is useless. If you are traveling without stable 4G or Wi-Fi, you won't be able to play. Comparisons to other portable devices like the Logitech G Cloud come up. That device supports multiple cloud services, GeForce Now, Xbox Game Pass, and can install Android apps. It is, however, pricier and doesn't offer DualSense features like adaptive triggers or advanced haptics. Previously, the PS Portal felt like a third wheel for the PS5, an expensive add-on that couldn't consistently handle its primary job due to poor streaming performance. Now, with a full-fledged cloud service, it's become an appealing option for those who don't own a PS5 but want to access Sony's exclusive catalog. If you have good internet and a PS Plus premium subscription, this is essentially a portable cloud console with a quality controller setup and mostly stable visuals. Still, limitations remain. No offline mode, and streaming third-party new releases often requires a PS5, which sometimes performs worse than Sony's own servers. If you've already played all the major exclusives, you might find the subscription library lacking. The absence of a browser, no native Bluetooth headphone support beyond Sony's own, and no additional apps further restricts its functionality. Ultimately, the PS Portal occupies a space between a fully standalone handheld console and a simple accessory for the PS5. It's not as versatile as other handhelds, but it does offer a familiar gamepad experience, Sony's signature features, and convenient access to a decent subscription catalog. At least now, it's finally delivering a solid gaming experience, though there are still caveats to keep in mind. So if you don't have a PlayStation 5 but want to explore the Sony ecosystem, PlayStation Plus Premium plus the PS Portal is a decent deal in 2025, especially with the library's ongoing expansions. If you're looking for a universal portable device for every possible game and scenario, the lack of offline support and closed ecosystem might disappoint. Nevertheless, over the past year, this system evolved from a mostly pointless accessory into a genuinely interesting way to play in the cloud, albeit one that took quite some time to reach this point. What do you think? Is PS Portal worth its money a year after its release? Share your opinions in the comments. This was a PS Portal review after a year of use. Thanks for watching, happy gaming, and see you in the next videos.